What is stand your ground law and when is it legal to do so? Have you ever heard about the stand your ground law? Some people are familiar with it while some aren't. This video will enlighten you on what stand your ground law is and when it's legal. Even though you know this law, you might still be slightly confused. And that's why we're here to simplify and better explain this to you. Let's get right to it without wasting much of our time. What are stand your ground laws? Stand your ground laws let a person shoot and kill another person with a gun using a firearm anywhere at any time. Stand your ground laws have completely changed what it means to defend yourself. They make it possible for anyone who thinks their life is in danger to use deadly force in self-defense. This means there's no need to run away in a public place. In 2012, the shooting death of Trayvon Martin in Florida brought a lot of attention to stand your ground laws, which let armed people who think they are in immediate danger use deadly force. Many people are questioning the wisdom of these laws because of what happened in Florida and other places around the country. Some are even calling for them to be thrown out. Still, many people say these laws are necessary to protect against would-be criminals. Duty to retreat. You can't discuss stand your ground laws without consulting the duty to retreat. In its strictest sense, the duty to retreat says that a person in immediate danger of being hurt must get as far away from the danger as possible before using deadly force to defend themselves. Almost half of U.S. states, like New York, Iowa, and Hawaii, follow this standard. A quick look at stand your ground laws. Stand your ground laws say that you don't have to run away. Stand your ground laws usually say that people can use force to defend themselves without first trying to escape a dangerous situation. The goal of these laws is to make it clear when people can protect themselves and stop prosecuting people who legally used self-defense even though they didn't try to escape the threat. Stand your ground laws are in place in many states such as Florida. In those states, claiming self-defense under a stand your ground law is not a defense but a way to avoid being charged. This means a person could use the state's stand your ground law to claim self-defense instead of arguing self-defense at a trial like an assault charge. States have different rules about whether the stand your ground law applies when using deadly force. Some states still require people to retreat when deadly force is used, while others don't require people to withdraw under any circumstances. Stand your ground versus castle doctrine. The castle doctrine is similar to stand your ground, but it usually only applies to a person's home, business, and sometimes even their car. The idea is that everyone has a right to feel safe in their own home or castle, and that they shouldn't have to leave their home to feel safe. In real life, this means that people living in states that recognize the castle doctrine can use deadly force against people who break into their homes without running away. Stand your ground has caused a stir. People often say that stand your ground laws cause violence. Critics say that the laws encourage people to shoot first and ask questions later, which leads to more injuries and deaths than would happen without the rules. Stand your ground supporters say that the laws let people protect themselves without worrying about whether or not they have retreated enough before using force. This wasn't always like this, though. In fact, stand your ground laws aren't that old. They changed how courts interpreted self-defense laws for hundreds of years. Before the first stand your ground law was passed in Florida in 2005, a person had to try to get away from a fight before using something deadly, like a gun, to defend himself. But the National Rifle Association, NRA, which had a lot of power, helped pass Florida's stand your ground law. This law lets people use guns as a solution, even if that means shooting and killing someone in public. Stand your ground laws protect people even when they go after someone they think is a threat. At the heart of these shoot first laws is the idea that deadly force should be used immediately, not as a last resort. This fatal mix gives vigilantes more power by giving them a wrong idea of what the Second Amendment means. It also threatens the safety of all Americans and their most important right, the right to live. Stand your ground laws can be complicated and hard to understand, and if you make a mistake, the consequences can be horrible. So, if you want to know more about your state's self-defense laws or are being investigated for shooting someone in what you think was self-defense, the best thing to do is to talk to a good criminal defense attorney near you. If you would like to see more videos like this, like and subscribe to our channel.